it feels weird. Right, okay. So, hello, people. It's your boy Osman back again with another Manchester United podcast. Slightly different this time. I'm doing it solo, as Jason Derulo would say. Listen, bit of a different context, but there's a lot I want to get off my chest. I just want to discuss and obviously just sit here and enjoy the video. First things first, if you are new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 1.2k subscribers. So please, if you are new, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're slapping the like. Support your boy. It's because of people like yourself that continue to make the content. But without further ado, cue the intro. Let's go.
United.
Yes, slightly different. I am normally joined by the guys, but I just want to do a straight back show with myself. So please get your questions in. Obviously, help a brother out and make it a lot easier for me. There's a lot to discuss, as the title suggests. Are Manchester United waiting out for Pochettino? That is the question on everyone's lips. We understand that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has 3 games to save his job. What are your guys' thoughts on that matter? I mean, it's a bit of a stupid question, isn't it? I'm pretty sure we all agree with with the Oli thing. But you know what? There might be someone that is disappointed. Oli, obviously, we'll have to wait and see. Let me know. But let's get some of your comments in. First and foremost, the homie Benji, always showing love. One of my day ones, one of the OGs of the channel. James, you love to see it, Benji. You love to see it. Thank you as always, my brother. God bless. United way in the chat. Yes, boys. Hi, everyone. Hello, James. As I am solo, as I already mentioned, it's going to be a lot easier for me to interact with you guys. Normally, when I've got guests on, of course, I'm having to, try to balance everything. And it's quite clear that I'm not the greatest at doing that. So yeah, I'm going to try today. So get your questions in, help a brother out. Obviously, if you've got any points, let me know. We have hit 1.2 just now, Uzi. Let's get to 1.5 soon. Obviously, first and foremost, thank you very much. It's a huge milestone for us, mainly because it's taken a long time for us to get there. To be quite frank with you guys, probably the slowest sort of progression of any real channel. But it's okay. Alhamdulillah, as a Muslim, firstly, no, I'm grateful. I just want to say a massive thank you first and foremost, man. I'm not gonna lie. The reason I want to do this video is because I just want to sit back and appreciate the community, man. Like, obviously, the community is not massive. The numbers say something, but the community to me is not huge. There's a few of you that every single video, without fail, are showing love, man. That is the main thing. Without fail, you guys are showing me love. You guys are in the chat. You guys are watching every single video. Even if I got 5 people watching, 7 people as it is at the moment, you guys are always there showing mad love. So I appreciate every single one of you. If you're watching this back on repeat, there's so many of you that I can thank. But I want to obviously thank a couple of you in particular. Big Rod in particular, man. That guy has been there from day one. Obviously, Sean's in the building as well. Obviously, there's a few of you. I'm gonna miss out James Clark, other James as well. He's always showing love as well. I just want to say thank you to you guys. Obviously, I've probably missed out on quite a lot of people. Viking Red and Viking Junior as well. If you do watch this back, I just want to say thank you to you guys, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a big channel. I don't get that many viewers. I don't get loads of people watching me live and all that good stuff. And I understand that, and that's completely fine. However, what I do have is I have loyal supporters, which is 5 to 10 people, whoever it may be. You guys tune up to every single show, showing me mad love, and I really do appreciate it. So whatever happens, with the continued growth of the channel, what I will say, I'm always going to be grateful for the people that were there when I had less than 10 viewers. every single show. So thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for allowing us to get to the milestone. Continue to support the channel by dropping a like. Obviously, that helps a lot. Share it to your friends and family, that kind of thing. But listen, as I said, we're going to get into the comments. I want this to be as interactive as possible. The main purpose of this show is for me to actually try and grow that sort of connection with you guys. Because like I said, without you lot, I'm absolutely nothing. I'm not just saying that because it's a cliche thing. I genuinely do mean that, because your lot support is the reason I continue to make content, basically. Because if, you know, it's just motivating, man, obviously, to see that people actually enjoy what I do. But let's get into it. I'm not allowing any Poch slander, bro. Don't worry, I'm not going to slander Poch. Best intro of a United channel. I appreciate that, Jordan. Shout out to my guy Yusuf and Hassan for putting that one through. I'm not going to lie, I did help out with the clips, in terms of which clips, but it's all credit to them two guys. They absolutely smashed it out the park with the beat and, of course, with the intro itself. Ali, we're always here for you, brother. I appreciate you, Ali. But Ali is a real one. There's a lot of real ones in the chat, man. Thank you very much, man. I really do mean that. I'm not just saying that because, you know, it's such a cliche thing to say, but I do actually really mean that. Uzi, Ali at the wheel. Oh my god. I mean, I'll do a good job. I'm Milan Ali slander, bro. Oh shit. Thanks to us for bringing great content every time. I appreciate you, and thank you for you tuning in. But listen, let's get into it. As it says in thy title, Pochettino, Manchester United are waiting for Pochettino. I've got a segment on content as well, so we'll be brushing upon that briefly. I'm going to go through the Pochettino bit. So if you've got any questions regarding that, man, I'm going to go through the content bit, and then sadly we're going to have to recap on the Liverpool and look forward to Tottenham. I mean, it's depressing for me as well to do it, but you know, we can't run away from it. It is what it is. We've got slapped at home to Liverpool. But anyways, let's start the Pochettino stuff. Manchester United, for me, right, they're moving very bizarre. I mean, it goes without saying that the owners show absolutely no ambition whatsoever. But for me personally, it's a bit baffling to see that we're moving very slowly in terms of you know, how we're appointing managers, how we sacking managers, how we signing players, how we, you know, selling players, so to speak. The whole process for me is an absolute shambles. So for me, what I will say first and foremost is that, you know, regarding the Pochettino thing, is he the right fit? Is he the right fit for Manchester United Football Club? For me personally, he's not the right fit. I know a lot of people are, you know, massive fans of Pochettino. I'm not going to see it and just completely disrespect him because I think he's a good manager. However, I just don't think he has the credentials to be a top manager at Manchester United. For me personally, he's just below. He's a good manager, maybe borderline elite. I mean, is he elite? I don't really know. I expect him to win a trophy at PSG. Everyone does win trophies there. But nevertheless, I just don't see him as an upper echelon manager. And I'm not saying Oli is that. I'm not saying other managers that we've had, post-Fergie, all those guys. But however, why I'm saying is that I just don't think he has the capabilities of taking Manchester United from where we currently are, let's say top 4 team, to that next step. He didn't do it with a Tottenham Hotspur team where he was consistently consistent in terms of getting them top 4. However, he didn't take him to the next level. I felt at Tottenham in particular, every time he had the opportunity to really, you know, set a marker, potentially win a trophy, he always crumbled. He always bottled it. Maybe that was a Tottenham thing. Obviously, it's in their DNA. But nevertheless, I feel like that is a Pochettino thing to an extent as well. I just don't know at the top level if he's got the minerals. And I feel like for me personally, though he's a good manager, he'll play great football. I'm just not sold on him. I think also it would be a mistake for us fans to get Pochettino. I was going to say us fans not very in charge, but as a fan, for us to want Pochettino, the reason being, I just think Pochettino is perfect for the Glazers. I mean, he's somewhat a yes man. He's not really going to rock the boat. He's not really going to demand a huge amount of money. You know, he had a shoestring budget at Tottenham Hotspurs, and he achieved their, you know, aspirations, their goals, so to speak. And I think that's something that we potentially see at Man United. You know, the Glazers would basically use him as a puppet, and I just think he'd be perfect manager for the Glazers. Basically, he's not really going to challenge them. He's not really going to, you know, do anything against the status quo, and he's not really going to rock the boat, as I've already said. So I think Pochettino would be great for them. I think we play good football. He started to bring the youth players through, which of course is fundamental at Manchester United Football Club. However, I just don't think he's that guy, as I've said. We've got a comment from James Clark. I like to see Southgate. I mean, cough. That's what I said, cough. Southgate, for me personally, might make me cry. If Southgate was a manager of Manchester United club, Manchester United Football Club, I'd probably cry. I'm not going to lie, because I do not want to see Southgate anywhere near Manchester United. He is very similar to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in a lot of aspects, not just the football, but his in-game management really screams Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to me, as well as other aspects, the way he deals with certain things. I'm just not a fan of him. Shahid saying it has to be Zidane. I mean, for me personally, Zidane is the most obvious choice. I mean, with the squad of players we got, is very tailor-made for the likes of Zidane. For me, Zidane would come in and really, get the respect from the players. I mean, that's important. Does Ole have the respect of the players? We don't know. However, Zidane would demand respect. He's achieved practically everything you can as a football player and to an extent as a manager. I mean, he's won the Champions League back to back to back. I mean, that's not been done by many managers, if any, if I'm not mistaken. So I think if Zidane comes in, he definitely demands respect straight away. I think a lot of players, such as Pogba in particular, the likes of the Varane, the Ronaldos, that really benefit from an appointment with Zidane. However, regarding Zidane, I personally think he's not interested in the role. Hence, I've not really brought him into the conversation. I am personally someone who would take Zidane. Zidane is my number one. From the people that are available or the people that have been mentioned in the conversation, Zidane would be my go-to. However, it does seem like Zidane's not really interested, basically. He's not really interested in the Premier League. He's not really interested in managing Manchester United, of course. We don't know what's factual in the media at the moment because a lot of it seems to be fabricated for clicks and whatnot. So is that even factual? Has Zidane even said those things? We don't know. But if I was to choose, Zidane would be my number one from who is available. So that's who I would go for. Let's just get a couple of our comments in. Only thing with Zidane is he falls out with players quickly. I mean, who did he fall out with? He fell out with Gareth Bale, didn't he? Zidane fell out with Gareth Bale. Which, to be fair, I can't blame him. I haven't watched Bale at Spurs. Of course, at Real Madrid, I don't really care what he does. But having watched Bale at Spurs, I can understand why he's fallen out with Bale in particular. It'll be interesting to see, obviously, the sort of individual players that are pro Oli and against Oli. So, that would be interesting if we could find that out somehow. Obviously, you're saying, Zidane falls out with the players. We know Oli hasn't fallen out with the players because he's very nicey in the pally. So I don't expect him to fall out with the players. But that's not what we need. We need someone to come in and be ruthless. We need someone to come in and really not necessarily strike fear into the eyes, but demand excellence from the players. And I don't think Oli does that. I think Oli's too nice, basically. I know a lot of people have said over the years, Oli has that ruthless streak in him. Oli has that ability to be a prick, basically, is what the wording that they use. But for me, he's used it in the wrong way. He's done it with Van der Beek. I mean, Van der Beek is such a harmless thing. I don't understand why Oli was so adamant to do it, make an example of Van der Beek. There's so many other players in that team, the likes of the Maguires and players like that, who have really deserved that sort of hair-dry treatment, so to speak, because the performance have been well below par, but he hasn't done it. It's almost like he's picked battles with players that he thinks he knows he can win. So I think that's a bit poor from Oli, I must say, in terms of his man management. If Oli can survive the apocalypse now, that's not United DNA, it's Roach DNA. I mean, I can't disagree with that. The fact that he's still in the job is absolutely mind-boggling. Has to be Graham Potter for me. Very underrated gem of a manager. I mean, I spoke about Graham Potter earlier on a different stream. My issue with Graham Potter is, right, firstly, he's not good enough for Manchester United. Let me just get that straight out of the way. Secondly, my issue with Graham Potter is the fact that he hasn't done it at the top level. Of course, we know that managers need the opportunity to showcase what they're about. But Graham Potter really screams out to me as another Eddie Howe, in the sense that a very good manager at the lower to medium echelons of the Premier League. I would like to see him at a role with more pressure. I don't think there's no pressure at Brighton at all for Graham Potter to really deliver any success. I mean, I would assume that their sort of ambitions are just to become a stable Premier League team, which allows him the license to experiment in the manner in which they play football, that kind of thing. We saw, pardon me, we saw when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer first got the job, you know, I'm sorry, before he got the job, when he was a caretaker manager, he was playing fantastic football, free-flowing football, attacking football, and that's the reason I fell in love with that Oli project, so to speak. And as soon as he got the job, that changed, and as soon as he lost the Spurs, that changed again. So with the Manchester United pressure, it's a completely different ballgame. So for me personally, I just don't want to see Graham Potter. Yeah, I want to see what he can do at a median team, and then obviously work his way up. Also, just want to say, if you are tuning in for the first time, please do subscribe. I can't even speak today, I'm quite ill, but please do subscribe to the channel. Obviously, slap a like on the video. Two things that really help the channel grow. So if you want to support us, please do that. Obviously, this is my Twitter handle. Feel free to drop me a follow. Let me know you've come from YouTube by tweeting me, and then I would follow you back. Of course, I'm not a weirdo. I do engage, and I want to try and be more engaging with you guys on social platforms. But listen, let's get some more comments in. Keep your comments coming in. Keep your thoughts coming in as well. Obviously, it helps me a lot, as you can tell. As you can tell, I'm quite ill, so obviously it's a bit of a struggle today. But I need to just stop Manchester United, as you can imagine. Let's get a couple more comments in here. Akil, I would say Conte, the defensive football argument is baseless, and it's not a given. He will play a back five. He plays to the strength of the squad and will make us contenders straight away. Akil, I have got a Conte segment coming up very shortly, so don't worry. I will obviously go through what I think we could potentially line up under Conte, so I will go through that very shortly. Was it the ball that signed Donny van de Beek, or was it Oli? I mean, I would assume it was the board, because there's no way Oli signed Van de Beek and treats him the way he's treated him. It just really blows my mind how Van de Beek doesn't get any single minutes. I mean, on the weekend, if he doesn't play it, then I'm going to be absolutely perplexed. CX saying United is way too big a job for Potter. Absolutely, which is what I was saying. That's my personal opinion as well. Oli signed Sancho and Donny over 100 million. Then he's not. Then he not know what to do with them. That sums up Oli Cruz. I mean, spending that much money and two players and barely using him is absolutely baffling in itself. It's too big a step for Potter, for the likes of Potter and Ten Hag, except. Do you think they will be able to handle their expectations? Also, the big egos in the dressing room. I mean, Potter definitely can't. I mean, straight up, I'm not hating on Potter. I think he's a good manager. He's a good up and coming manager, and he potentially might become something. But it's way too soon. Basically, it's way too soon for Potter. I don't think he's the guy. Newcastle would be good for Potter. Absolutely agree. Oh God. Right, Van Gaal and Mourinho didn't succeed at United. And they were top coaches. I think we need a more up-and-coming manager. I hear that, but Potter's not the guy. He's nowhere near good enough for Manchester United. I'd rather have Big Sam than Southgate or Potter. I wouldn't go that far, personally. Big Sam would be world-class. I'll never watch United again if we appoint Southgate or Koeman. I mean, yeah, I completely agree with you, bro. I'm not even going to sit and waste my time on that, because if either of them two managers come in, I'm going to be crying. Who are the top 5 candidates for the job? Right. So basically, I'm obviously going to go through the Conte thing very shortly. But regarding this, at the moment, from what I've read, again, I'm not in the know. I don't claim to be in the know, so I don't want people who are watching this for the first time to think this guy thinks he knows what he's talking about in terms of who's linked to Man United, etc. This is just what I've read. A lot of it is speculation. So first things first, Zidane, obviously, as we know, Zidane's probably the number one in terms of what a lot of fans I've spoken to. One, the other one would be Conte. Zidane and Conte are the two obvious ones. I mean, unless you be living under a rock, they're the two people that have been linked to Manchester United consistently. Moving away from them too, we've got the likes of Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers for me is a complete no. I'm not even going to entertain that one. I think for me personally, that's an absolute shambles. If he even went near Brendan Rodgers, he's nowhere near good enough for Manchester United. And also, he's an ex-Liverpool manager, so I don't even want to touch him with a barge pole. And personally, I just don't think he can handle the pressure of Manchester United. He's kind of struggling at Leicester. He's barred at Leicester a couple of times as well, so I'm not really a fan of the Brendan Rodgers shots. That's just me personally. The other two is, I'm trying to remember what the other two names were. Oh yeah, Pochettino, of course, as we are talking about in the title of this video. Pochettino would be the fourth name that has been banded about a lot. And the fifth one, there's not really a fifth one, to be honest. I'm not just going to sit here and pluck a name out thin air, because the other fifth one is Ten Hag, but that's just been put in there because of the fans. I don't really feel like there's any real truth to that story. And I'm not saying there's truth to the other ones, but the Ten Hag one seems like a pipe dream that a lot of fans are just throwing out there. So that'd be my top 5 in terms of who's linked to Man United. Nipples in the bin. I'm just going to get a quick drink. I have got Pepsi. I should have got water. So just mind me a second while I just sort this out. If you haven't already, obviously do slap a like while I'm just getting a quick swig. Well, I normally have water, but I've taken an L there because I normally get water because I've got such a bad cough at the moment. There we go. CX, Conte, Rodgers, Zidane, Poch, Ten Hag on the radar, I believe. I mean, I think I did all 5 actually. So yeah, love to see it. Big up Nippon. You can't play Tony, better not. Listen, regarding Johnny van der Beek, imagine he hasn't played Tony at all, really. And then now he needs his job saving and he plays Tony. I mean, for me, that's going to be the cop-out of all cop-outs. Like, stick to your McFred. I know a lot of people aren't going to be happy with me saying this, but I would eat it down his sword now. I don't want him to try and change things up and try to become a professor overnight and all that nonsense. Die on your sword. You've stuck to McFred, and now you have to, just ride it out, basically. At the end of the day, you extradited Van der Beek from the team, and you basically made him feel like shit, and he's wanting to leave in January. That is down to you, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Your management has been absolutely shocking with Van der Beek. So, for me, he's got to ride out with it now. He's got to stick to his players. Down your hill. Otherwise, I just think it's an absolute cop-out. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on that? I think, for me personally, I don't want to see Van der Beek play. He should play in terms of the fact my friend have been so bad. How is Van der Beek not getting the team? But of course, we know Pogba is suspended. So I think Van der Beek should play this game, but I won't be happy because it's a bit of a cop-out. Ten Hag would be good too. Wouldn't mind Laurent Blanc. I don't want to go near Laurent Blanc. I'm not going to lie. Ex-Man United player. I think we've gone down that route. And I just don't want to go down that again. Like, a good Man United player. I think he's done well in the managerial sense as well. But for me personally, I don't want a Laurent Blanc. I want someone to come in and play that attacking football. Play a brand new football that us fans will get out of the scene. I don't think Laurent Blanc is that guy. I think Jose and LVG were both past it though. I mean, LVG was past it. I mean, LVG is a bit of an interesting one actually, because he just come off the back of a brilliant campaign in Holland. National team, as we know. Of course, he had a fantastic campaign with them. Got him into the final, that kind of thing. Obviously, the Tim Krul substitution with the goalkeeper thing for the penalty shootout had a masterstroke. So the Van Gaal one, I was really excited about that appointment because obviously, like I said, off the back of Netherlands, he was looking fantastic basically. Jose Mourinho on the other hand, Jose came a couple of years too late for me, basically like 3 years late, I'd say. I'm a huge fan of Jose Mourinho. I always have been, but not when he's at Man United. Basically, I mean, apart from the trophies, it was really, really dark time. So, yeah, for me personally, I'm happy Jose's gone, man. Happy Jose's gone. As you know, we're saying, please do slap a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Your boy's ill, as you can probably tell. I'm having to slow my speech down a lot here because otherwise I'm going to keep coughing. So, if you haven't already, please do slap a like on that video and subscribe. Poch can say, okay, Van Gaal and Mourinho didn't succeed because they were not the right managers at the time, not because they were big managers. Current squad needs a big manager. Completely agree. Let's keep getting more of your comments. Say keep them coming. Who plays in the midfield in the weekend or on the weekend? I personally think he's going to stick to McFred. I think he's going to go McFred and he's going to call Bruno Fernandes again. I know that's absolutely baffling, but it's what Ollie does, isn't it? I can't see him playing Donny. Can you imagine? He just goes Fred, Donny, and Bruno. Like I just said, it's going to be such a cop-out. I mean, you've gone and done that to Van der Beek, and now you need him. You're going to try and put him into the firing line. So for me, it's going to have to be McFred and Bruno. If Ollie's, stick to your guns, bro. Stick to your guns. You clearly believe that these two are the next coming of Pirlo and Seradov. So you stick to your guns, Ollie. You stay with McFred because they're your guys. You've consistently played them and put Van der Beek on the bench. So I don't want him to deter from that. I know that might be a bit of a cop-out answer because, of course, I wouldn't personally pick them. But stick to your principles, innit? At the end of the day, this is what you've rolled out for these two guys. So I want him to stick to that. Yes, United way, showing love. Scout UK, Ollie would be a very big coward to play Van der Beek of his Tottenham now. Absolutely, as I was just saying, stick to your guys, stick to who you flipping rolled out for. The United way saying Donny must not play now. Stick with McFred. Yeah, everyone's kind of echoing what I'm saying. How about Conte and Rooney assistant? Yeah, I'm okay, thanks. Jose left Chelsea in 17th. I mean, that was absolutely glorious times. I believe we're like 3 subscribers off 1.2k. It does actually say we've hit 1.2k. If you go into analytics, we're literally 2 more subscribers, 2 or 3 more people. So if you haven't subscribed, please do your boy a favor. We upload every single day, even when I'm ill. I upload content for you beautiful people. So please do show some love and subscribe if you are new. My ideal manager would be Luis Enrique, but don't think that will happen as it will, as is with the Spain team. I mean, for me, I've said consistently, if you've watched my content regularly, you will know Luis Enrique is my guy. I mean, God, I can't, this guy, man. The football we would be playing, just think about prime Barcelona, yeah? That is the football we would be playing at Manchester United. Not only that, he's a genuinely top guy in terms of his overall demeanour. He's a winner. He's got the mentality. He's got the respect. As I mentioned earlier, you got to demand respect from the players, and Luis Enrique will come in and demand that respect because he's had it in terms of success. He's had the success. He's got the stripes, and people will look at him and respect his opinions. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, on the other hand, what has he actually done to really, credit himself in? Has he got any credit in the bank, basically, to demand respect from players? I don't really see Ole as having that. So, yeah, for me personally, as Scott UK has also said, Luis Enrique would be a great fit. Completely agree. Nippon just answering Jerry saying he left us in 10th. Manchester United for life. Yo, what's up? What's up, my brother? Obviously, get your comments in if you got any questions. Keep getting your questions, and people, you're really helping the brother out a lot. Like I said, I'm struggling with my voice. Obviously, I have got a show plan, but keep getting questions in. I want this show to be one-to-one because I want it to be more interactive. As I mentioned prior, I sometimes feel like with the podcast when I've got loads of guests on, I'm not as interactive with the community. For me, that's a massive L because at the end of the day, you guys are the reason I make this content. So please keep getting questions in. Try and obviously just get your thoughts on basically. I want to try and get you guys involved. This is regarding Ollie for the weekend. He will play with a 7-2 for Pool. Shahid, controversial on Simeone. Only one who kept up with peak Barca and Madrid and won trophies. I mean, I don't want to dismiss anyone's opinions because obviously who the hell am I to do that? However, for me personally, Shahid, this is just me. Obviously, some people might agree with you. 2 things. First thing, Simeone would not come. Second thing, I just don't want him because although he's an absolutely marvelous manager in terms of a tactician, he's very defensive, very pragmatic. He'll get man's playing left wing back, i.e. Rashford and that kind of thing. So for me personally, I don't want to go down that road. Maybe down the line if we're a bit more desperate, but I mean we are desperate now to an extent, but it's just not what I want to see on Man United. I don't really go into games with Simeone in charge playing that negative brand of football. Don't get me wrong, it's very effective and it works for him, and I'm not knocking him whatsoever because he's absolutely a phenomenal coach, but he's just not the guy for me. Again, this is regarding the lineup on the weekend. I think Matic will come in. I mean, there's definitely a case for that. I think there's nothing wrong with Matic playing this game. For me personally, if I was in charge, I would go Matic. If Van de Beek, and Bruno. So that is, if I was the manager, that would be my midfield three. As we know, Pogba is suspended. Of course, Matt is there for the experience. You know, we've just come off the back of a humiliating loss. We need that experience in the part. We need someone like Matic and his quality. Van de Beek with his ability to, you know, get the ball ticking, play that one-touch football, build attacks, etc. And to be honest, he deserves a chance. And of course, Bruno Fernandes is Bruno Fernandes, isn't it? So don't really need to elaborate on that too much. Keep any comments in, people. Osman, that Madrid fan, was talking some rubbish yesterday. I mean, you'll have to speak to Kojo regarding that, because obviously it was Kojo's guess. For me personally, I don't know enough about Madrid in terms of, I don't watch them week in, week out, so I can't really sit here and really rebuttal that notion, because obviously who am I to talk to a Madrid fan about his own team that he watches week in, week out? He knows more than me, doesn't he, about them? So, but you're entitled to your opinion. Every ex-United player has failed as a manager. I mean, let's have a look. There's one player I don't want to mention, Ryan, obviously. Scum of the earth in it, so I don't really want to give him any credit. But yeah, flopped. Toe Sucker, flopped. Gary Neville, flopped. Who else is there? Who else has managed? Phil Neville, not really set the world alight as a manager. Can't really think of anyone else. If there's anyone else, if I missed out. But absolutely, I mean, Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, the way they've sort of dealt with this entire week, for me, it's been nothing short of embarrassing, to be quite honest with you. At the end of the day, we lost Van to Liverpool, and we've got people like them ex-legends, in particular Rio Ferdinand. I'm a huge fan of his. Just talking nonsense, to be quite honest with you, like in terms of, you know, give Audi a chance, stay with him, etc. So I understand that's your mate, and I understand you don't want to throw him under the bus, but for me personally, in particular, Gary Neville lost a lot of credibility. Of course, Rio Ferdinand did as well. But it's difficult for me. I love Rio Ferdinand, like I already said, but you know, I can't be biased with it. You know, Rio Ferdinand as well. Yeah, she needs to fix up, man. Those opinions are a bit mad. Why do I get the feeling Donny will start with Spurs? If you don't, Donny, what kind of performance do you put in? Worst man management ever? Absolutely. I mean, that's not great for Donny's mental, is it? You know, it's like, it's just a bit disrespectful. But just regarding the title of the video, as you can see, Manchester United waiting for Pochettino, just quickly to bring it back to the title. For me personally, I personally think the Glazers want Pochettino as a manager, hence why they're not sacking Oli and getting Conte in, because I think Pochettino fits Manchester United to a glove in terms of what the Glazers want. A manager that's not really going to challenge them, that will consistently get top four, play the youth, play good football, but they don't really care about the competing at the highest level, because that is irrelevant to the Glazers. I mean, they don't really care about success, or as we know, because they're frauds. But I think Pochettino fits the mold. I just got a sneaky suspicion that they're waiting out for Pochettino. I don't know why. I might be completely wrong. And obviously, I don't mind being wrong, but it just makes sense to me. Conte 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1 at United could work well. Rashford, Sancho in the double. Yeah, Scout UK, please do stay tuned, because I have got a graphic, so I'm going to pull that up very shortly regarding what I think Conte will do. I'm just going to keep getting you guys comments in. Pogba has come out saying he's definitely leaving. No, I'm not seeing this. Oh, where did you say that, James Clark? I did not see that. Pogba's come out and saying he's definitely leaving. Is there anyone else seeing that? Or please feel free to let me know if obviously there's a few of you saying that. I've not really kept up with the latest news the last couple of hours because I've just been working. What do you think will become? Who do you think will become the new manager? I think likely it's either Conte or Poch. I don't think Zidane wants a job, basically, for whatever reason. Does Poch get sacked anytime soon? I don't know. The most likely outcome is Conte. If Olise gets sacked, it seems like Conte is one of the few people available and willing. I mean, there's a lot of reports suggesting that Conte wants to come to Manchester United. And he's happy to work with the players, which again we will touch on very shortly. So you know, it makes sense. It makes sense. If you let's have a look. If you was in Ollie's shoes going to the weekend, what changes would you make? We'll touch on that question very shortly. wholesale changes, etc., etc. We'll get on that shortly. Simir is better. The big Sam. Would you drop Bruno a bit deeper to play front two? This is my first away channel. I appreciate you coming through, bro. If you haven't, please do subscribe, bro. It's so close to a big milestone. So I'd appreciate it, my guys. Completely free. Obviously, the community is top here, so you'd enjoy it. We obviously do Manchester United content very regularly. We've got some shows tomorrow for you guys with rival fans, that kind of thing. So we've got a lot of content every single day, so you won't be bored. Diego's in the building. Evening. Oh, shout out Diego. Thank you for always coming through, my brother. Akil, Maguire and Shaw need to be dropped. Absolutely agreed, 100%. Okay, yeah, thank you very much for your support. Laura Brown might be the only one to have some success. Yeah, potentially. Bruce did okay, not every club. Even Diego, blah, 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 blah. Right, we'll come back to the other comments very shortly. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to share my screen very briefly. My laptop is a bit slow, so do bear with. So I'm just going to put basically my Twitter on the screen because I just want to go through some of my tweets. Just a couple of topics, basically. So if you just bear with, hopefully it will come up on the screen very shortly. Keep any questions in your comments in. I can't see them still. Just waiting for this to load up. Ignore the fact that I'm getting DMs from people. But anyways, this is my Twitter. You're probably thinking, why the hell has this guy put his Twitter up? So first things first, this comment here from myself. Obviously, follow me on Twitter for more tweets. Morning MUFC fans. Barcelona sacked their manager after a shocking spell, but Manchester United have kept. Right, we're going to start with this and the Glazers, okay? I want to get into some of these topics. I want to start with the Glazers first, right? Because for me personally, this tweet here sums up how I'm feeling. What the hell is going on? How is Barcelona showing more ambition than Manchester United already? I mean, in terms of what has happened with Koeman, what's happened with Oli, I think it's absolute. I just think it's absolute shambles that Barcelona is showing more ambition than us. A team who have barely got any money. They've barely got any money, and they've got to sack their manager straight away. And they're already looking at a replacement in Xavi, just like that. That's how a real club deals with things. You sack your manager, you have a replacement in, just like that. You have a plan. Manchester United Football Club do not have a plan. They're absolutely clueless when it comes to the notion of anything that's going on. Like in terms of the football club itself, they've got nothing. They've got nothing up here. When it comes to making money, then they've got a plan. But in terms of the football side of it, they haven't got a plan. But anyways, another report here from Alfredo Padella. Shout out to you if I must have pronounced that wrong. Antonio Conte is more than happy to work with the fellow players Ronaldo, Pogba, Varane, Telles, Fernandes, Martial, Sancho, Greenwood, Russia. I mean, that's a bit of a nothing report. I'm not going to lie. Because, of course, he's going to be happy to work with them. But this was the tweet that kind of got a lot of people talking. I'm going to tweet this out. This is how Manchester United could line up under Antonio Conte. So this is the reason I've actually pulled this up. Hopefully, it actually works. Yeah, there we go. It's loading up now. There we go. Hopefully, you guys can see that. It's just loading up on your guys' beautiful screens. Just going to get your comments. So Xavi will be the next Barcelona manager. It does seem like that is the case. I'm not convinced by Poch anymore, to be honest. I think the ship and sail. Completely agree with that comment. He's still a decent coach, but we will need somebody with a real authority, i.e. Conte, who can bring structure and fight to us. I think that comment from Scout UK is absolute perfection. I think I completely wholeheartedly agree with that. For me personally, I think that is I think that's completely correct. That's just me. Subscribed, done, like, shared, you guys. Not make sure you do that. Listen, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you, man. Listen, first time coming to the channel, subscribe, show me love like that. I really do appreciate it, man. Obviously, like I said at the start of the show, we're a very small channel, trying to build a community. Without people like yourself, man, we are nothing. Obviously, this is the reason I continue to make the content daily, because people like yourself showing mad love. So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you doing that, man. That means a lot to me. But yeah, let's get into the team selection. This is potentially how we can line up against, line up under Conte, should I say. Of course, this is a hypothetical. We haven't got Conte. We might not even get Conte, so this segment right here might be an absolute void. But nevertheless, it's just a bit tongue-in-cheek. Right, so I want you guys to get yourselves involved with this part. I can't make it any bigger. Hopefully you can see it. I do apologize if you can't, but I'm going to read it out for you guys anyway. So 3-4-3 is what Conte will probably play at Man United. He did that, or the 3-5-2. So I'm just going to quickly get this comment up by Sean, because I know he's a massive Poch fan. I want to Poch because he wasn't world class. If he came United, that's lost there. We came United last year and we started winning. He'd have made it. It's our manager. He bottled it again. PSG. Fair enough. If we really want to Poch, we should have got him after he was sacked from City. I absolutely agree. Poch was my first choice, not now. Okay, fair enough. Right, anyways, under Conte, this is how we could potentially line up. So we've got David De Gea in there. As you can see, firstly, I did not make this, although I did tweet you out. A lot of people seem to think I made it, which is fair enough. I'm getting a lot of people abusing me, but it is what it is. Yeah, so first and foremost, the captaincy. Who do you guys think? I want you guys to, in the chat, to let me know. Who do you think should be the captain of Manchester United Football Club moving forward? What are your guys' thoughts? I want to hear from you guys regarding that matter. So first things first, David De Gea in that. As you can see, the little C next to his name. Because I personally think David De Gea has to be contention for the captain's armband. I mean, he's one of our longest serving people, players even. I think the mentality is correct. We've got a Scout UK in the chat saying Ronaldo, James saying Ronaldo, Akil saying Ronaldo should be the captain in my opinion. I mean, I'm going to probably agree with you. Like I said, I didn't make this graphic. I don't know who did, so I can't even give him credit. So obviously, sorry if I'm robbing your graphic. I do apologize. Obviously, tweet me. But for me personally, it has to be Ronaldo as well. I just think it just makes the most sense. He's got the experience. He's got the authority. He's got the respect of the players around him. I don't understand how Maguire is the captain. It just helps with baffling. New sub here. Usman, good channel, bro. Maguire, joke of a captain. Firstly, thank you, my brother. I appreciate the sub. I appreciate you showing love. And it seems like a lot of people are agreeing that Ronaldo should be captain. I don't think anyone's put anyone different. And then obviously United say, welcome to the family. We appreciate that. But yeah, for me personally, Maguire is the captain. I mean, the United way was in the chat here. Called it from day one. Maguire is an absolute embarrassment of a captain. Lack of leadership, lack of authority, lack of responsibility, lack of accountability, lack of passion, lack of fight, desire, hunger. You can name it. He hasn't got any of it. I mean, for me, he's been pathetic. The way he speaks with absolute no charisma after the game when we lose. For me, personally, not Varane, sorry. Maguire has to be taken off the captaincy without a shadow of a doubt. David De Gea, vice captain, he speaks he speaks sense and keeps it real. Something he got the captaincy removed from him in the first place, which was wrong. Absolutely agreed, Scout UK. I mean, David De Gea was speaking nothing but facts when the captaincy got taken off him. Absolute shambles off a decision, but of course that is a different conversation. But anyways, moving on to the lineup, 3-4-3. David De Gea in there. Shaw, left centre back. I would personally swap Maguire and Varane's position. I don't know if you guys can see the graphic. I would swap them over because I don't think this works. So I'd go Maguire as a sweeper defender and Varane as a right centre back. So hopefully you guys agree with that. If you don't, please let me know. Moving on to the middle of the park, we've got Telles left wing back. Absolute no-brainer for me. I think that makes the most sense. Right wing back, Delo. Bloody hell. I really should have brought water, but it is what it is. Right wing back, Delo. Again, absolute no-brainer for me. I know a lot of people on Twitter in particular have been questioning me because I haven't got Wan-Bissaka in there. Again, I didn't make the graphic. However, this is what I would have done anyways. That back five for me is perfect. I would just swap Maguire and Varane over because I think Varane is a better defender in general. As we know, Maguire as a sweeper would probably be quite effective. However, I'm open to Bailly shouts. I'm open to Lindelof shouts. But for me, this is what I would do anyways. Midfield 2, I've got Matic and Pogba on the screen. Again, Bruno Fernandes is the most important admission from the team or the lineup that we've got on the screen. What are your guys' thoughts about Pogba and Matic? Double pivot. I don't even want to call it double pivot, but two centre mids, Matic and Pogba. For me, I won't mind taking Matic out and putting Fred in. I know people are going to blast me for that, but I think Fred's energy, under a manager like Conte, who actually knows how to coach teams and coaches players properly, I think you can probably get a player out of Fred, because I don't think he's as bad as people make it out, but he's just Paul as a coach. Pogba goes without saying. I personally think Pogba will stay at Manchester United if Conte comes in the foreseeable future, as in the next couple of weeks or so, because I just think Conte and Pogba have obviously got that relationship from Juventus. That's when Pogba was absolutely flying. He got the best out of Pogba. And I think he can definitely do that at Manchester United again. Right. Moving on to the front three. Rashford, left forward. Sancho, right forward. Cristiano Ronaldo up top. I mean, that for me speaks for itself. I just want to clarify that this isn't a lineup based on tomorrow. Basically, this is a lineup that I would go like for the foreseeable future in terms of a long period of time. Because realistically speaking, we know Greenwood's been on form, so potentially would get in over Sancho. However, this is just what I would personally do if I was picking the team in like for the majority of the season, if that makes sense. But let's get some of your guys' comments in. Please do pull me up if you do not agree with anything that I've done. Again, I'm not a specialist. I'm not an expert. This is just my personal opinion. Regarding the Bruno Fernandes admission, it's nothing like, oh, Bruno's not good enough, etc. I just think Bruno, for me, needs to be rotated until he finds his rhythm again. I just don't. I mean, he's created a lot of chances, don't get me wrong. He's created a lot of chances. I think under Conte, he'll make him an absolute baller. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, let's get some of your comments in. Centre mid roles are weak. Fair enough. I always thought that the Man United captain had to have won something with your club before being appointed. I mean, all the rules are broken. Ronaldo captain for me. Big facts. I genuinely believe Pogba will stay and sign an extension if we get Conte. Pogba is one of the Conte's favourites ever. Players. Bloody hell, I'm really struggling here. Thank you, Izzy Maguire would be a better player if you concentrate on the game. I absolutely agree with that comment. Maguire rat set as a recipe for disaster. Too slow, turns like a lorry. Easy target for a counter. Big facts. So yeah, I wouldn't put Maguire there. As I've already said, I didn't make this picture. I just stole it elsewhere, to be honest. I put Maguire and Varane swap positions for me personally. Let's get more comments in. Bruno does more damage than he does good, despite his stats. Fair enough. How many games have you watched Bruno in a United shirt and truthfully said he played amazing? I mean, I think Bruno Fernandes has been fantastic in the Man United shirt, I must admit. He has frustrated me. I think a lot of it is his discipline. On the ball, at times, he's very erratic. I think that's the word I'd use a lot to describe Bruno. When I say that, I mean in the sense that the manner in which he sort of looks after the ball, I'm not overly happy with it. He's very spontaneous. It doesn't seem like there's much thought process. Just it's very off the cuff. It just doesn't really make sense to me. A lot of the things that he does at times, but on the other hand, off the ball, his lack of discipline is affecting Man United's defensive shape, which is the reason I would bench him currently. I think that's a bigger issue. And under a manager like Conte, I can imagine that will not ride. Conte will not accept that whatsoever. So yeah, that would be interesting. Bruno bench music to my ears. A lot of people are not happy with Bruno on the pitch. Interesting. Not sure Conte will play Pogba in a midfield too. He got the best out of Pogba by playing him in a 3 at Juventus. That's a very good point. Either be a 3-5-2 or 4-3-3. I mean, that's a fair point. A 4-3-3. Conte playing 4-3-3 might be interesting. That. I would never bench Bruno. He just needs to be reined in a little. Yeah, that's a fair point. The thing for me in that formation would be Pogba work rate. Yeah, fair. Definitely fair points. We have too many wingers to play. A 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, 3-4-1 gets the best out of our team. Our issue is obviously the midfield pairing. with the structure and discipline, we can get away with it. Yeah, absolutely. I think for me personally, a 3-4-3 would absolutely be brilliant. As you can see from this picture here, Ronaldo, Sancho, and Rashford as a front three. All the wingers are playing. You've got Greenwood on the bench, you've got Martial on the bench, and you've got Cavani on the bench as a front three as well to potentially come on. I mean, that's not a bad option. Obviously, Lingard's there as well potentially. But for me personally, I think Martial could be someone that really shines under Conte. Conte really likes players like Martial. I think this could be a potential for Martial to really come back from the dead to an extent. I mean, I've been a massive fan of Martial, but I have somewhat given up on him to an extent. I just don't see the same player there, the same passion, the same hunger, the same desire. So for me personally, it'd just be really intriguing to see what happens with the players like Martial, obviously, if that was to come back. And obviously, you know, he turned it around, so to speak. But yeah, let's keep getting your comments in. Manrick's in the building. Big up, big up, big up. As you know, we're saying, please slap a like if you're still watching, and please do subscribe to the channel. I think Van der Beek deserves some game time. Him and Pogba in the middle. I'll be interested. I don't know how that would work, but I think it definitely something that you could try out. Full out formation to win. United need to sign Rice and Phillips. I don't know about that, actually. I'm just going to keep that comment on the screen. Rice and Phillips. I'm not sure about that. I think we definitely, with a proper coach, proper well drilled, I think we can do it with Matic and Pogba, or Fred and Pogba. I definitely think they're more than capable with the three behind them, the two full-backs as well, wing-backs. I think we'll have enough protection. Under an actual coach, Fred or even McTominay could look 50% better, absolutely. all your favourites, Bruno, Rashford, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, and Maguire will be benched under new management. I mean, I don't want all of them to be benched, but some of them definitely need to be benched because they've not been nowhere near good enough for me personally. So I'm just going to stop sharing that for a second, obviously, and get back to the stream itself if it actually works because the laptop's so slow. And the last part of the sort of show itself is talking Manchester United v Tottenham Hotspur. So obviously, as we all know, the game is on the weekend. I believe it's on Saturday. I might be incorrect, but feel free to correct me. God, what are your last thoughts going to this game? How are we all feeling? Manchester United to take on Tottenham Hotspur. How are we all feeling? For me, personally, this is just me, right? I never want Manchester United to lose a game. I just want to caveat with that first. I never want Manchester United to lose a game. However, this game here, this game here for me personally, is frustrating because I'm sat here thinking about the game. I've got my Man United shirt and all that good stuff. And it's frustrating because I don't understand the purpose of this game in terms of why is Ollie still in charge of Manchester United going into this game. What difference is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer going to make in this week that he hasn't done in 3 years? I mean, I've not seen any real significant progress or plan or strategic idea from Ole on a consistent basis for me to then turn around and say, Ole's that guy. Ole's the guy to take Manchester United forward from a tactical standpoint and really, provide us with the sort of ability or know-how, tactical know-how to really kick on. Because at the moment, Man United going to Spurs game, I'm sat here thinking if he wins this game, then, if he wins this game, beats Atlanta, which we definitely can do with the players we've got, and then let's say loses to Man City, what does that mean to Manchester United Football Club? Because does that mean Ole now keeps his job? Does that now mean Ole has turned it around? Does that mean Ole gets more time? Because for me personally, those 4 points that he's getting that are completely irrelevant to me. Because in the grand scheme of things, Ole staying for a longer period is delaying the inevitable, which is he is not good enough. He's not going to achieve the goals that we want to achieve, which is winning the title, which is winning the major honours. So for me, I was about to say this about sounding like a fake fan. For me, I don't really care about the Spurs game. I don't care if we lose. I don't care if we win. I don't care if we draw. I have no emotion towards that Spurs game now. I'm past the breaking point. I'm past the point of caring because for me, they have taken the piss out of the fans this week. The way they have dealt with the whole situation is nothing short of incompetent. I mean, there's incompetence and there's Manchester United Football Club. We are so far gone on a scale of incompetence. We can't come back, basically. We're so far gone. We're absolutely shambolic. I mean, beating Spurs means nothing in the grand scheme of our season. It doesn't mean that we're going to turn it around. It doesn't mean we're going to challenge the title. And that for me, was the main sort of purpose of the season, to really go again and challenge for the title. We finished second last season. This season was meant to be the season. We really give it a go, and we sat 9 games in talking about our season being basically finished if we lose against Spurs. And that's down to the board, that's down to the coaching staff, and that's down to some of the players. It's a collective shit show. And it starts from the top, right down to the bottom, and it's an absolute embarrassment. The way they dealt with the entire situation this week has been nothing short of embarrassing. We've been bantered, left, right, and centre, and rightfully so, by rival fans and pundits alike. And for me, I'm sat here thinking about the Spurs game, and I'm not excited for the game. I'm not excited to watch the game. I don't really see what we can gain from winning this game. If we were to lose this game, does this mean if Oli gets sacked? I personally hope so. I'm not going to lie. I personally hope so. A part of me wants us to lose just so Ali can get sacked. But if we lose this game, does Ali actually get sacked? Because that is the thing now with that Manchester United Football Club. Do they actually sack him? And that's the issue at the moment, because now what? If they can't sack him after losing 5-0 to Liverpool, when does he get sacked? When does he actually get sacked? Because if that's not going to sack him, what's going to actually sack him? But let's get some of your guys' comments back involved. Manrick saying we need to bring a new manager soon as possible. Echo that sentiment. There's nothing Oli can do right now to change anyone's mind. The players most definitely think he's not good enough. I mean, this is the point, isn't it, really? Can Oli turn it around? If he beats Spurs, let's just say hypothetically, right? If he beats Spurs and then goes on a couple of game runs, does that mean anything to anyone? Does that mean anything? If he beats Spurs on Saturday, does that mean anything? Does that change anyone's opinion? It can only turn it around. For me, it's absolutely pointless. Our scout saying the dressing room morale is in the gutter. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. He's lost the dressing room for me. I mean, the players might go out there and, put on a brave face and be professional. But what's the actual point? Apparently, to sack Oli will cost 7.5 million. I mean, that's not a crazy amount of money, is it really? In terms of how much money we spend on wages alone. So, yeah, for me personally, it's nothing, is it? If we lose to this Spurs side in the current form we are in, and we lose to any team in the league, by Norwich. Oh, sorry, the current form we're in, we can lose to this Spurs side. That's basically what you're saying. Sorry, I do apologize. I completely read that wrong. Keep getting your comments in. Pyramid scheme. I think Oli is doing. I hope the board are working on the transition. I new coach's relocation. Best time to sack him, except I hope. I don't trust the Glazers. This comment here from Pyramid is my hope here. In my head, I'm hoping that they're using this time to negotiate with Conte's team, or whoever's team they've got lined up. They're using this time to find a manager. They weren't ready for whatever reason for an eventuality in terms of Oli getting sacked. They weren't ready for a scenario where Oli wasn't good enough, or he get beat by Liverpool. Now what do we do? So for me, that obviously is piss poor on their part. I mean, that doesn't surprise any of us. But the point is, I really hope this comment is true. I really hope that this week is irrelevant in the sense that even if he wins all three, he still gets sacked on international duty. I mean, that is very wishful thinking on my part, and I understand that. However, that's how a big club should be run. He basically, his job is untenable. You know, he can't turn it around, as a lot of you have said in the chat. He can't really, bring us back up to where we belong in our eyes. So for me personally, he needs to get sacked. Regardless of what happens in these three games, he needs to get sacked in the international duty. So for me, I hope it's Conte over Poch. I hope it's Zidane over Conte. I think them three names are the most realistic names at the moment. The likes of the Ten Hags are a pipe dream. I don't see that happening mid-season. The likes of Pochettino. The Pochettino one is me basically thinking how the board thinks, in the sense that they're so corrupt. What's the easiest option for us? Let's get Pochettino. Another yes man is somewhat struggling at PSG at the moment as well. Should we just wait out to see what mustard that develops over there? So that could potentially be a case. Manchester United for life is saying, I want Zidane for Ronaldo. I mean, that he knows Ronaldo, sorry. I mean, Zidane would be perfect. I think this squad and Zidane fit hand in hand like a glove. And I think Zidane would be absolutely brilliant with the players that we've got, the likes of the Pogbas and other technically gifted players, the likes of Ronaldo, Varane. Zidane's a winner. Like I already mentioned, he's done it all as a player, as a manager. But yeah, for me personally, from the five that we mentioned earlier, Zidane would be my number one. Conte would be my, Ten Hag is not available. Zidane, Conte, Poch in that order. So Poch is third, Conte second, Zidane is my first, because them three are the most realistic candidates. The Brendan Rodgers, Ten Hag, Southgate, I'm not really going to entertain them, especially Southgate. For me personally, he's not the right guy. He's not within the stratosphere of what I would, familiarize as a Manchester United manager, so to speak. But listen, I'm going to wrap this show there because obviously, as you guys can probably tell, I'm somewhat struggling to speak due to this cough/sore throat. So I'm going to wrap it there. Just before I go, I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you to consistently get your comments in. I appreciate all of you guys supporting the channel. For all of the new subscribers, make sure you stay tuned. We've got a lot of great content. We are doing a watch along on the Saturday for the game and a match reaction. And obviously tomorrow, 8 o'clock, we have got a rival show. Basically, what that means is we've got fans from other clubs coming on and having a discussion regarding the weekend results, the weekend's fixture, sorry. I will be on that show most likely as well if I've recovered from this. So basically, probably going to do that as well. So basically, tomorrow at 8 o'clock, stay tuned. We've got a really good show for you guys on the weekend. On Saturday, watch along for the game itself and the match reaction. And on Sunday, hopefully, we've got video, if not on Monday. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm going to wrap it because I can feel my throat getting worse. Just want to quickly shout this guy out as well. Thank you for subscribing, Manchester United for live. Subscribe, subscribe, drop a like, share, all that good stuff. Support your boy. Memory, Bobo, thank you also for subscribing, my brother. I appreciate it. I've clicked on the wrong thing. Great show. Let's just quickly do it on this laptop's messing up. Great show once again. Welcome to the new guys. Thank you very much. Take care, Osman and chat. Yes, people. Loving the community vibes. That's what we want to create here. That's what this channel is all about. If Conte comes in, how long would you give him to change things? That's a very good question. We'll answer that tomorrow, James, on the stream in more detail. I just need to rest my voice. I think he will be gone by the Manchester City game at the latest. Hopefully you're right. Let's just get some more of the comments in. Osman, a half clove and raw garlic and a spoon of honey before bed. Not called that. Yeah, I know a lot of people do say that. Great show. I will test that out. Memorable, bro. Thank you for that. Diego, Man United fan page, Osman Ali. I appreciate that. Big up Osman for doing this show despite being not well. All the players on the board had the same passion for the club. I mean, Ali's big on passion, isn't he? Scott UK, big up to you, bro, for coming through as well. Great comments. Great show. Going to be back and watch the 30 minutes I missed. I appreciate that, bro. God bless to every single one of you in here. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock with another show like I already said. So please do tune in for that. I will be there as well alongside some rival fans. So we'll be talking football. Make sure you slap a like if you're watching this on repeat. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Osman Talks United. Let me know you come from this show. I mean, just tweet me wherever you want. just let brother know. I'll follow you back. Obviously, like I said, the whole purpose of this is what I want to grow the community. I want to be as engaged as I possibly can, and I can only do that by you guys allowing me to be working collectively together. So obviously, just let a brother know, basically. Follow me on Twitter, tweet me, all that good stuff. Tomorrow, 8 p.m, pretty much every day, Monday to Friday, we've got a show at 8 p.m. On the weekends, we do watch along. So if you're new, check you out. Peace, everyone. Have a good rest of your nights. God bless people. And it's been your boy, Usman. Oh, I can't end this stream on my on my phone because it's not working, so I'll do it here. But yeah, as I was saying, it's been your boy, Usman. I don't know if it's going to let me end the stream. I'm not